and welcome back to AEC Today Special Report. Today we are happy to sit down with our new principal headmaster of Pine Forge Academy. So let's welcome him at this time. Hello, Dr. David Martin. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm well. How about you?
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for taking some time to sit down with us today.
My pleasure.
So, as you know, Pine Forge Academy is near and dear to Allegheny East Conference, and anytime somebody becomes a part of that family, we want to know a little bit more about them. So let's start off by you telling us a little bit about yourself, your family, your background.
Sure. So my name is Dr. David Martin. I am honored to be a part of the Pine Forge school community. I was born on the beautiful island of Jamaica. I grew up in New York City, the Bronx specifically. I am a product of Seventh-day Adventist education for elementary and undergraduate schools. I married my childhood sweetheart. We have 3 incredible daughters and 1 deceased son. My parents were the best. My dad is a former pastor and conference administrator. My mom is a retired teacher. I have 2 amazing brothers who are multi-talented. One is a pastor and the other is a school district administrator.
Okay, awesome. So I know you said your mother was an educator.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to also go into education?
So we come from a long line of educators, but specifically I got into education because I wanted students to have a mirror, someone who looked like themselves at school. For me in particular, in middle school and high school, I attended public schools. And in those particular communities, the staff were primarily not like us in that community.
Mm-hmm.
And so they didn't grow up where we grew up, they didn't live where we lived, and they didn't have a good understanding of who we were. And for the most part, if I'm to be honest, it didn't seem like they liked us very much. And so when I entered education, I wanted students to have sort of a mirror, someone who looked like them, someone that they could relate to, and someone who would bring the values that they also grew up around into the school building.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we know education has changed over the years, over the decades. So what keeps you passionate about education in the field?
Well, there are a number of things. Number one, I enjoy connecting with students. I enjoy sort of the look in their face when they connect the things that they're being taught to the things that they want to do later on in life. I enjoy watching students build relationships between themselves and with other adults as well. And then I enjoy also when students come back and visit schools to talk about what they learned and how they were able to use that information in their lives.
Awesome. So we know that Pine Forge Academy is a boarding school, so the students are here
Right.
all day.
Yes.
So what is your approach to getting to know the students a little bit better personally?
So I try to just remind myself that all students are humans, right? And so we just try to connect with them, try to get to know their names, try and spend time with them. So every day I have lunch and dinner at the CAF with students, try and get to, figure out what kind of music they like, what they like to do in their spare time. The last few days I actually brought, sitting over there, giant Uno cards and Connect 4. I went in there with a confident attitude last 2 days, and unfortunately, I came out with my head down, but I'm planning my rematch. But yeah, just, those kinds of things, just trying to have one-on-one conversations and figure out why they're here, what they enjoy about the school, what things they would like to see change, and trying to develop, a meaningful relationship.
Okay, speaking about relationship, we also have the parents, We often say we're entrusting our children to Pine Forge Academy. What do you do to kind of build rapport with parents so that they feel confident when they leave their child in the capable of hands of Pine Forge administration?
Right. So Pine Forge, as you mentioned, is a boarding academy, and so some of the face-to-face contact is limited as compared to like a traditional high school. And so I try to reach out to parents as often as I can to provide information and heads up and communicate about things that are on the horizon. Whenever we have an opportunity to communicate about things that are less pleasant, like confiscation of devices, I try to make sure that I do that personally so that they know that I was involved and what the resolution will be. I try to return all calls and emails within 24 hours. And I've blocked out a time during the day where I'm actually not responding to calls or emails because I'm in classrooms, but there's an autoresponder on my email to let people know when they can expect to hear back from me. So just trying to make sure that communication is open, that I'm, at all times following this idea that we're on the same team.
All right, great. So Pine Forge Academy has a rich history, as I'm sure you're very much aware. So what are some of the values of Pine Forge Academy that kind of resonate with some of your own values?
Sure. So Pine Forge Academy's mission is to empower and to help students sort of get the skills that they need through a Christ-centered, high-quality curriculum. And so the goal there is that students will leave prepared to serve, they will leave prepared to enter industry and to do well. And all of those sort of ideals speak to the things that got me into education and keep me in education right now. If you talk to the average student, whether here at Pine Forge or otherwise, students sometimes talk about feeling sort of like apathetic, feeling uncared for, feeling like they are unmotivated, those kinds of things. And so the culture that exists here at Pine Forge is so unique and so different because in a lot of ways those things don't really exist here, mainly because staff are supportive. They go above and beyond to work with students throughout the day, after the day, on weekends, whenever students need, and also the same for families as well. And so all of those things, I think, undergird what is important to education, and those things keep me excited about coming to work every day.
Oh, great, great. Now, I know you shared that, coming into a new space like this, with Pine Forge being around for so long, you want to take some time to observe and really get to know the academy before making any major changes or anything like that. So what have you learned about this school in the last few weeks of being here?
So there are some things that I knew before I got here. Number one, there's an incredible legacy. I know that students are really passionate about the experience that they're getting here at Pine Forge. I know that the alumni are an incredibly engaged, talented, and well-meaning group of individuals. I know that teachers go above and beyond outside of their school day. And I know that in general, parents really want the best, not only for the students, but then also for the school as a whole. What I've learned and confirmed is that all of those things are true. So all of those boxes have been checked. I've also learned that there are lots of great ideas that exist that people want to see actually happen. And so over the last 3 weeks, I've had some really great conversations with individuals who brought to me fully formed plans like actual proposals, partnerships, monies, etc., that they would like to see implemented. And that's unique. In most of the other places where I've been, people have ideas, they're willing to engage in conversations, but I've never really been in a place where people are bringing me fully formed ideas that are ready to be implemented. And so that's something that's been exciting.
Okay, so what's your spice? What do you think is the spice you're going to add to this Pine Forge mixture? I feel like, everyone comes with their own unique gifts to kind of add to the experience. What do you think specifically, knowing your personality and your skill set, what do you think you're going to bring to the academy?
Well, a couple of things. I think one, I'm really passionate about innovation and about technology and about connecting what we're learning to the actual real world. And so as we move through the rest of this particular year and moving forward, I really want to have conversations with teachers and our administrators and the board about how we can create some symmetry for all of those things so that students feel like what they're learning applies to the real world. They're getting certifications that are preparing them for that and actually engaging in experiences while they're in school that then again prepare them for that work going forward. In addition to that, I tend to be a pretty relentless planner and organizer. And so I'm looking forward to, flexing some of those muscles as well.
Okay. I don't know if I mentioned, your musical background, but I did pick that up in your bio. Just tell us a little bit about that, like your interest in music, where it lies, and some of your skill sets there.
So growing up, I had a best friend who, at a very young age, I think he was maybe 12 at the time, was the head organist of our church. And I really looked up to him and that kind of thing. So I started taking piano lessons when I was 8, began my trajectory in that realm, and then 2, became the head organist at my church when I was 12. And so just continued developing and learning. I studied music in college, graduated with a music in education degree, and became a music teacher, taught for a while. Was fortunate to put out some albums and do
Albums.
yeah,
Okay.
and score for films and travel a little bit. So
Wow.
yeah, it's been an integral part of my life.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you see yourself playing for our very own Pine Forge Academy Choir?
I would love to. I would love to. But there's a lot of talent here.
Right.
So I definitely, will stay in my lane. But when invited, I would love to participate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And if you could describe your ideal school culture, what would that look like?
I think exactly what we have here.
Mm.
It's a culture where students feel respected, loved, they feel cared for. They know that they are intelligent and just successful beings presently, not necessarily a concept that they're working towards.
Mm.
And so everyone here is really just working on ensuring that students are feeling that as faculty we feel supported as well. And so yeah, I think PFA is the ideal culture.
Love that. Love
Yeah.
that. All right, we're gonna have a little fun now. We're gonna do a little this or that.
Let's
a
do
little quick
it.
fire. So this says coffee or tea, but we might say wholesome aroma or tea, but
Oh, okay.
or just coffee or tea.
I'm gonna take it a different direction. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say Milo for my
Oh,
my Jamaicans.
yes. Okay, got it. All right, beach vacation or mountain retreat?
Beach every single time.
Okay. Morning person or night owl?
Night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Books or movies?
That's a tough one. So if I'm going to be learning something, books for sure.
Okay.
Movies for enjoyment because I tend to be a cinephile. Yeah.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Okay. Sweet or savory?
Wow, these are getting difficult. Okay.
You like a little both, right?
Savory.
Okay. City life or country living?
They both have their moments. Right now, I'm loving the country life of the surroundings here at PFA. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Pizza or burgers?
Pizza,
Okay. Adventure sports or relaxation?
adventure,
Okay. Music or podcast?
music.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Winter or summer?
Summer,
Okay. Texting or calling?
texting.
Okay. Homemade meals or dining out?
Huh. So I've been away from family for a few weeks, so I'm gonna say home cooked meals.
Aw,
Yeah.
yeah. Comedy or drama?
Comedy,
Sneakers or dress shoes?
sneakers, yeah.
Netflix binge or read a book?
Netflix binge,
Okay. Spontaneous trips or planned vacations?
spontaneous,
Okay. Art museums or history museums?
history,
Camping or luxury hotel?
luxury,
Last but not least, classic novels or modern fiction?
classic novels.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
great. That was cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
Okay, now for those who are watching and say, wow, looks like Pine Forge Academy is under great leadership. I'm thinking about sending my child to that institution. How should they contact you? How should they get more information about Pine Forge Academy?
So they can reach out to us on our website, pineforgeacademy.org. There's a form that they can fill out there to indicate interest. That form will then go to our registrar or our recruiter will return their call and talk to them about the process, tuition, that kind of thing. I would encourage everyone who's actually thinking about either sending a child to Pine Forge or if the child is doing their own research, I would encourage them to actually come and see. I don't think there's a better way to understand what happens here than to see, touch, and feel the culture. And so we would love to welcome anyone who's willing to come and actually visit classrooms, take a tour of the dorm, see the facilities, talk to myself, our VP, and get a really good sense of what we offer and why Pine Forge is the option to have for high school.
Awesome. Now, some people may not necessarily have a student but want to support the school financially. How can they do that?
So we have a number of ways that they can do that. They can do that through our alumni association. So the Alumni Association has a foundation, and so they can make contributions there. They can also make donations on our website as well. We also accept what are called in-kind donations. So if there are materials, computers, any sort of like hard surface devices, those kinds of things that people would like to donate, we would also be open to those. So if they would like to reach out to us to find out what our needs are and then purchase those on their own and then donate it, we're open to that as well.
Awesome, great. Well, thanks again for allowing us to get to know you a little bit better. We look forward to what Pine Forge Academy will become under your leadership.
Thanks so much for taking the time to chat and for the invite. I appreciate it.
No problem. Take care.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.